The Nobodies, a malicious group of beings headed by the nobody half of Xehanort and Terra, Xemnas, who once attempted to wrought harm upon the world before being stopped by Sora and the gang. But what brought about this creation, and where did all these Nobodies come from? In the 20th installment of Kingdom Hearts Lore 101, we'll be taking a deep dive into the lore of the Nobodies and finding out where they appeared from, as well as the formation and history of Organization 13. Let's dive into it. I have already covered this in the first ever episode of Kingdom Hearts Lore 101, so I'll keep this explanation short, sweet and to the point. A nobody is a being that is created when a person with a strong will loses their heart. While the heart flees to become a mindless heartless, the soul and body combine to form the nobody, a shell of its former self. If the will of a somebody is incredibly strong, someone like Sora or Terranort, when they lose their heart, their nobody will retain their human form. With Sora's nobody Roxas retaining the appearance of Ventus due to their heart's connections, and Terranort's nobody Xemnas retaining the appearance of an older looking Terra. Nobodies are much smarter than Heartless. They have conscious, organised thoughts as opposed to the Heartless's instinctive and collective thoughts, and are able to produce their own hearts if given enough time. Nobodies also keep their memories intact from when they were a somebody. This is shown when Axel and Saïx refer to each other as Lee and Isa, and when Roxas has flashbacks to Sora's memories. This is also true when they are reincarnated as a somebody. When they have been destroyed as well as their heartless counterpart, the somebody will retain the nobody's memories, as shown when Lee protects Sora, knowing Roxas is within him, and when Sora encounters Xion and Roxas in Dream Drop Distance. When nobodies who take humanoid form are found and drafted into Organization 13's ranks, their names are replaced by new ones, with Xemnas choosing to adopt the Greek letter Chi or Chi, recalling back to Xehanort's obsession over the Keyblade. He then rearranges the nobody's name, planting an X somewhere within it. It isn't entirely known when the Nobodies first appeared. However, with evidence from the series, it is safe to suggest Nobodies first appeared sometime between the events of Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 1, when Terranort was experimenting on people and attempting to bring out the darkness within their hearts. It is not stated within the Ansem reports written by Terranort that he came across Nobodies. However, it is likely that after he finished these reports, he released the hearts of Braig, Dylan, Evan, Alias and Enzo, turning them into both Heartless and Nobodies as well as himself. However, the following is stated in the Secret Ansem reports written by Ansem the Wise in Secret Ansem Report 6. I became familiar with an unusual entity while pursuing the truth. It is the soul and body that remain when a being loses its heart. When a Heartless is born, these entities disappear from the realm of light, to be reborn as entirely new beings in a completely different realm, later referring to them as Nobodies in Secret Ansem Report 7. The first 6 humanoid Nobodies, Xemnas, Xigbar, Xaldin, Vexen, Alexius and Zexion, then formed one of the biggest antagonist groups in Kingdom Hearts lore, Organization 13. The formation of Organization 13 was brought about before Terranort, Braig, Dylan, Evan, Alias and Enzo were turned into Nobodies. They created Organization 13 and began experimentation on the darkness of the heart within the walls of Radiant Gardens Castle. Due to the pursuit of knowledge, Terranort abandoned his heart, with the other 5 following suit, founding the Nobody group known as Organization 13, banishing Ansem the Wise to the realm of darkness. During this time, they encounter Lee and Isa, 2 youths who had a big interest in the castle, who, under unknown means, are drafted into Organization 13's ranks under the names Saïx and Axel, ranks number 7 and 8 respectively. During the time between Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 1, Organization 13 find 4 more candidates in an as of yet unknown world, and those 4 candidates turn out to be Demyx, Luxord, Marluxia and Larxene, ranks 9, 10, 11 and 12 respectively. These members do not have somebody names yet, and it is unknown if we will ever get names for them. During Kingdom Hearts 1, Roxas is created with Sora's sacrifice, as is Naminé, and before Sora returns to fight Xemnas in Hollow Bastion, Xemnas finds Sora's Nobody within Twilight Town, drafting him into the ranks of Organization 13 as Roxas, the 13th and final member of Organization 13. Xemnas then fights Sora within Hollow Bastion, testing his abilities and sampling his memories for Naminé to unravel. Between the events of Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories, exactly 7 days after Roxas is drafted into the organisation, their first successful replica program puppet is created, Number 1, who is drafted into Organisation 13 under the name Xion, rank 14. During Chain of Memories, a vast majority of the organisation is wiped out at their research base in Castle Oblivion, entirely by Sora and Riku. The victims included Vexen, Lexaeus, Zexion, Larxene and Marluxia. Axel was the sole survivor of the incident. This stopped a large-scale contingency plan by Marluxia and Larxene to overthrow Xemnas and the organisation by using Sora as their puppet. Between the events of Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2, Xion almost takes all of Roxas' abilities, but is stopped by him, allowing him to restore all of them back, but sadly losing Xion in the process, as her existence is wiped from the minds of all who came into contact with her. Filled with rage and hatred towards Xemnas and the organisation, Roxas stages an attempt to defeat Xemnas and free Kingdom Hearts, however is stopped before he can reach the castle that never was by Riku, who, with the help of the power of Ansem's darkness, defeats Roxas. Roxas is then placed into a data Twilight Town by Riku and Ansem the Wise to restore Sora's memories. During Kingdom Hearts 2, Roxas spends his remaining days within Twilight Town before it is discovered by Organisation 13, with Xemnas sending Axel to retrieve Roxas. Roxas then defeats Axel within the basement of the mansion before returning to Sora. After Sora awakens, Axel defects from the organisation and goes on the run, making multiple attempts to kidnap Kairi with the intent of turning Sora back into a Heartless so he can see Roxas again. However, Saïx manages to hold Kairi captive in their castle dungeon. Members fall one by one at the hands of Sora, with Xaldin, Demyx and, sadly, not at the hands of Sora, Axel, all falling before Sora heads to the world that never was. In the world that never was, Sora encounters Roxas and is forced to fight him. It isn't known how Roxas appears, having already merged with Sora at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. However, he fully merges with Sora after his defeat, giving Sora full access to all of his and Ventus's abilities. Sora then defeats Xigbar, Luxord and Saïx before defeating Xemnas atop the castle and destroying Organisation 13. However, during Dream Drop Distance, Organisation 13 reforms under a new name, as Xehanort has finally been reborn now that both Ansem and Xemnas were destroyed, as they become the 13 Seekers of Darkness. Lee, Dylan, Alias, Evan and Yenzo all return to their original bodies in Radiant Garden. Xigbar, Saïx and Xemnas on the other hand are also reborn, but not in Radiant Garden, due to Xehanort's younger time travelling self as they are brought back in Dream Drop Distance's time. They hijack Sora and Riku's Mark of Mastery exam, placing the Mark of Heresy or the Rikution Sigil on Sora to keep track of his movements as multiple Seekers appear throughout their exams. Eventually, Sora is captured by the Seekers, attempting to make him their 13th vessel, but they are fortunately thwarted by Riku, Mickey, Donald, Goofy and Lee, allowing them to take Sora to safety, sending them back to the time whence they came. This will not be the last of the Seekers we see, as looking forward, Kingdom Hearts 3 looms ever closer on the horizon, as Sora's 7 Guardians of Light look set to have a final climactic clash with Xehanort's 13 Seekers of Darkness, and when that time comes, it will truly conclude the history of Organisation 13 and the 13 Seekers of Darkness. However, I want to know what you guys think, so if you guys like this video, please leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. Do you think that the 13 Seekers of Darkness will include any of the unaccounted for members from Organisation 13, and do you think that they will either side with Sora, or do you think that they will join the 13 Seekers of Darkness? please share this amongst your friends, and if you could please hit the bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get a notification every single time I upload. That way you'll get every single piece of content to you as it goes up. I've been AzureAce, and thank you for coming to the video.
You have arrived. I'm here to tell you that if you don't subscribe to AzureAce for Dragon Ball, Kingdom Hearts, and Pokemon TCG content, you will wander forever in the darkness of your heart.